Good afternoon on this Friday. Hey, anybody that's listening today is kind of going to get a treat. We don't do things on a Friday, a Good Friday, but two people, I don't know what I did, but they agreed to come. So I want to thank them for taking a few minutes out of their time because the topic is an important one. And the fractional concept is one that small business owners need to embrace. So I'm going to go to our lady guest first. Michelle, tell our viewers who you are, what you do, and who you serve.
Sure. My name is Michelle Chapman. I'm the founder of Chapman Consulting. So, what I do is financial business intelligence. What that is automating the accounting and finance processes and then displaying the data on beautifully designed CEO dashboards to gain meaningful insights into your data in real time or as close to real time as possible in order for you to prioritize your day, your task, and hedge your risk.
Dang, I love it. Every time this is the second time I've heard that, and I get chill bumps when I hear that is here today. I mean, that is like it has arrived. So thank you, Michelle. Jonathan, share who you are, what you do, and and you. Good thing you're driving a Tesla. I'd be a little concerned.
Actually, my wife's driving today. We
Oh,
got our
okay,
we got
good.
our
That's even
our
better.
we got
Linda,
our
we want to say
Tesla.
hello to you. Oh, she can't hear you.
Yeah, no,
That's right.
she can't hear. I'm on the Bluetooth, but Pete says hello. Um, she says hey back, but no, we got our autopilot disabled. Due to rain and shit like that. But anyway, so yes, first off, Jonathan Tremblay, currently focusing on Pivotal Exec Solutions. Right, where we provide fractional executive services for companies, and that means matching people up with some of the greatest experts in every field, from operations, yours truly, and technology, yours truly as well. And of course, people like Michelle, who will soon probably be discussing with me some opportunities to act as a fractional CIO, but we'll get there. And of course, having contacts like incredible people who are amazing CMOs, CHROs, things of that nature to help people avoid the consequences of what they don't know, right?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I love hearing that because it gives small business owners, if they don't capture the latest informational strategies, they're not going to be big. So, Michelle, what would you, when you are talking to smaller businesses, what are they saying? What kind of mindset might they have that you have to kind of work them through to understand how to be bigger in their thinking?
Sure. Organization for small businesses, they tend to struggle with organization and even capturing their data. So, in order to, pull the data and create reports to be able to interpret it, you have to be able to capture it. So, just working with the business owners on a lot of technical consulting as well of how to set up systems to automatically capture the data so then you can create reports. So, just working with them and trying to get them to understand the importance of their data, and usually their primary concern is cash flow, but again you have your data in order to understand your cash flow.
Awesome. Thank you there. I mean, we're in exciting times, and it's just that I think we did talk about the flattening of information where big corporations always had this information. They always had a leg up on the small business owner. And now that has been flattened. So, however, if the business owner is not grasping what you just shared, that these businesses that do are flying by them. So, Jonathan, what would you say? Like, I know your desire is to bring these experts to people to capture. What would you say to that small business owner that's 60 years old and they've been doing things the same way and now they have to think differently? how would you talk to them about that?
Yeah, Pete, I think, one of the biggest things, right, is like you mentioned, right? I've worked for companies like Mercedes-Benz, Patron Tequila, McDonald's, and I see a lot of the strategies that they're doing. And I was like, oh my gosh, like their processes and the way that they're doing a lot of these things operationally is incredible. And you start asking yourself, why don't people who have smaller businesses do the same things? Now, oftentimes there's a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of mindsets, right? Around, well, I can't do what Mercedes-Benz is doing. They're a multi-million-dollar company. They're investing millions.
Well, I think you said they invest millions to get to that operational mindset. So I'm going to let Michelle talk while Jonathan is frozen. Can you complete his thought?
Sure. So the amount of time it takes specialists to build out these systems, to build out the model, sometimes takes 6 months to a year. So these large multi-billion-dollar global corporations are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars for some of these models. So we work on them for a good year or so. So once, now that I've built the model and I've optimized the model, then we can resell that to small businesses for a fraction of the price that these large corporations are building for a custom package.
Wow. Hey, Jonathan, Michelle
Yeah,
completed your thought like she was in your head. I mean, it
I
was
love it.
good. It was good. So go ahead, in your own words, what we complete your
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, yeah. No, I apologize. I got to remember to turn off my Wi-Fi when I'm driving around in the car. It just connects to random Wi-Fi's and disconnects me. So it's turned off now, so we're safe. But yes, as I was saying, exactly, I think I caught the back end of what Michelle was saying, which is the reality is yes, right? To play on the NFL, right, you might need coaches and you might need all these different things. But the reality is we've all played sports in school as children, right? And the fact of the matter is that's kind of how it is, unfortunately, with like a lot of businesses, right? A lot of businesses look at other companies and go, oh my God, I could never do that. But I'm like, no, there's always a version of what you could do as well at your level, right? Whether that's simply like going to the analytic examples, right? Like there are companies like Mercedes-Benz where I help track all of their website traffic and understand everything about how customers are engaging on their website. And yeah, it took a significant amount of energy and effort to reach those levels. But what are businesses, small businesses doing, right? Half the businesses don't even know where most of their leads come from, right? And it's even the simple version of just put this stuff in a G sheet, right? Put it in an Excel file and just manually track it for now, right? And as you progress and as you grow, there are different technologies and different ways for you to get to that extreme level, to that quality of what they have. But it goes back to, unfortunately, most businesses just don't even know the strategy, don't know what they don't know, and oftentimes they end up like making all sorts of different decisions. I had a friend a couple of nights ago called me on the phone and was like, hey, JT, I really want to talk to you about something technology wise. I'm having issues with my internet. My computer is like struggling and all these different things. And he's like, do I need to like buy like a Wi-Fi extender, like like a new router? Like, what do I need to do? And I'm like, dude, you're in an apartment. Like, your Wi-Fi covers everything that you're doing in your apartment. There's no way you need anything like that. Like, and I was like, is anything else in your apartment having these issues? And he's like, oh, I hadn't thought about it that way. And I'm like, well, what kind of internet speeds have you bought? Oh, well, I'm only doing like 60 megabit speeds. And I'm like, well, how many devices do you have? Well, I have like 12 and my wife is streaming. And again, like his mind was going into a whole different direction. He was going to end up spending hundreds of dollars buying technologies that he did not need. And when the reality is, I was like, you could probably just up your Wi-Fi service and call it a day, right? But again, right, as business owners, we kind of do the same thing, right? We sit here and we think we don't really understand how things work. We really don't understand how operationally everything happens, right? And then we end up like investing in all sorts of crazy things that are not actually helping the problem because we just don't know what we don't know. So.
Yeah, that's so relevant to we have all this information, but if we can't apply common things that, and for people my age, I'm not going to speak for y'all, but we didn't grow up with this. So our mindset is have no idea. We have no idea what's possible. We've always done it a certain way. And unless somebody comes in to say, this is possible, we're going to do the same old stuff the same old way. So I'm curious, Michelle, when you are like working with the big corporations, are you thinking like I can now bring it down to a level of the small business owner? Was that always kind of something that you thought about? Like, what if the small businesses had this? What was that conversation in as you were thinking through your business growth?
Sure. So the thought process initially was survival in the corporate world. You're going through massive merge and acquisitions, and you're picking up, your workload is sometimes going up 500%. So how do you manage the amount of data for the large corporations? And it was out of necessity. We had to learn how to automate. Once we learned how to automate, then I thought, why are we not doing this for small business? And, Microsoft has a huge push for their products for small business. They're really pushing Power BI, Copilot, the AI. And the tools are very user-friendly for the small business. And most small businesses are on Microsoft 365, and it integrates pretty seamlessly. Yeah, I think, just use.
You mentioned that Microsoft BI, and I looked it up just to curiosity. So, do you see like Microsoft has made strides because Google kind of ruled a little bit of those tools? Now, is Microsoft coming on strong to embrace the smaller business? Because they always had the bigger business, but sometimes on the smaller scale, is that what the BI is doing in that space?
I believe they are. They do have community ambassadors with Microsoft as well that offer free community education, free social media on Slack and Discord for analysts to communicate. Also, the price to the consumer is very cheap. It's only $10 a month for a small business to be able to utilize Power BI. So they are trying to make it very affordable. And that's why they're, offering the free education to analysts, so then more analysts can start offering how to build these models for small businesses.
Dang, that's really good. So within Slack, they're educating small businesses for a subscription fee of $10 a month.
So in Slack, what they do is offer free community education for business analysts. So people that want to learn,
okay,
yes,
I got
yes.
you. Gotcha.
And then for the end user, it's only $10 a month for the software. So.
Okay, gotcha. So, Jonathan, what do you see like that strategy in your work? Do you feel that you're seeing it start to happen? Or is there any questions in that area? Or is it so new people haven't, on a broader scale, haven't adopted it?
Yeah, I think that it's unfortunate, but like one of the challenges that is definitely happening that I'm noticing from a mindset in business owners is there's this inherent feeling like they want to understand something before they buy into it. Right. Much like Michelle, like I've helped people I've helped people set up like analytic systems and dashboards and things of that nature. And oftentimes people go, well, why do I need that? And you're like, well, once you see it and once you start utilizing it, you'll really be able to understand. But the fact of the matter is like it requires a substantial amount of education to kind of get you to that point where you can see the value of something and really buy into it, right? And so one of the things that is definitely challenging is getting to a point that unfortunately, there's just a lack of trust in our communities, right? And I get it, right? The reality is we live in a world where there are just so many people just trying to take advantage of others, and there's just a lot of issues where people are just trying to sell just to make money, and they're not really approaching business with the care and the love that is required. It's something that I don't really typically share often with a lot of people, but in my business, we actually, coming from the corporate world, I started out with like 7 core values, and I had done all these different things. And then one day I said, you know what? None of that stuff matters if at the end of the day we don't approach business with the one thing that is the most important thing to all human beings, which is love. That's why within my company, love is actually the core value that we operate under, right? And I think that once you get into that mindset of like, hey, we're operating with love, and I'm going to do business with people who have love in their heart for my business, love in their heart for what they're passionate about. One of my biggest things with Michelle that I love about her is she loves what she does. She loves providing these values to other people because she sees and she knows that what she's offering is something that is going to help them grow and that is really going to bring value to them. I would do business with Michelle like that because at the end of the day, I know that she's going to love what I do. She's going to love what she's providing to me, and she's going to make sure that it provides value. But we don't live in that world. And because a lot of businesses don't operate on love, and people haven't figured out that love is really the core of what really makes businesses successful, businesses they don't know what to trust. Right? They're like, well, do I trust this person, or is their value really good, or are they just trying to sell me on something? I don't understand it. Therefore, I'm not gonna enter into an engagement with trust unless I understand. And it goes back to like, that's why we see so many businesses who are like, well, I just don't know what I don't know. I know there's something wrong in my business and I want to find the solution, but they won't give a chance to the thing that they don't understand. And it's like, if you already understood it, you would have already applied it and you wouldn't have the problem in the first place, right? So you kind of end up in like this vicious cycle. And I see so many business owners who just get stuck in this cycle. I don't know what I don't know, but I won't give the solution a chance because I don't know. And I want, but I don't want to give it a chance, and therefore I don't know what I don't. And so you just end up stuck, right? And that's where, like, going back to the mindset change of like, if you knew the answer, you wouldn't need to hire someone else, right? You would just have done it yourself. And it's an unfortunate reality, but I think, again, it just comes from this core issue that business today in America is done financially motivated. And I mean, really across the world, right? It's very financially motivated. It's selfishly motivated and not love motivated. And I think that's the biggest thing is all businesses need to think with love first. And then from there, we can get into an environment where we're all doing business because we trust and we love each other, not because we're pursuing some infinite goal,
No, well said. I mean, it's the foundation of learning is that trust. And if you don't love what you're doing and don't have that as a core value, you're always going to be doubting, is that person really got my best interest in mind? When if you know that the person has your best interest, you're open to the thoughts of how you can change to be able to make your business go too. So I want to be respectful of time. I said I'd keep it at 20. We're at 18 minutes. So we got a couple before we wrap it up. So Michelle, I want you tell our viewers who you are. I mean, tell how they get a hold of you, and I'll put it up on the screen too.
Sure. You can go to the website at chapmanfinancialconsulting.com, or you can email me at clientsupport@chapmanfinancialconsulting.com.
Awesome. We had that one ready. Now we have to work on the fly. So hopefully I spelled everything right, Jonathan.
Just an
you're
AY on the last name, but you're good.
No, tell me, because I am oops, oh, hold on here.
No, you're good. You're good.
Hey, look, when
we'll get you there.
With somebody that's dyslexic, you have to take my spelling with a little bit.
No, you're fine.
No, okay. Tell me again so I can put it up on the screen.
Jonathan with an A at the end,
Oh yeah,
Anthan,
it's
and
a
then at the end of the last name, Tremblay with an AY at the end. So just put an A on the second to last letter of both names.
last. Okay, yeah. Dang. And then give me a number where I can put that up on the screen too. Oh
Yeah,
wait,
no, absolutely.
Tremblay. It's spelled again.
Tremblay, Tremblay.
L. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
No worries at all. But yeah, no, of course, everyone can reach me at my phone number, 404-374-9322. Currently, you can email me at jt@pivotalexec.solutions. And we are currently in the process of actually mounting our website, with this being kind of a recent launch of this business model. We're in the process of getting all that stood up, but eventually you'll be able to reach us at pivotalexec.solutions.
Okay. You're asking a guy that can't spell how to spell that. So
You're fine.
we will
Don't
put
worry
it
about
in
it.
the show notes because on the
Yeah,
fly,
yeah.
words don't always fly into my typing as easy as they should, but or whatever, you know what I mean. Okay.
Right, right.
Let me I want to thank you on this Friday. Let me get this screen back. Oh well. Oh, we lost him. Okay. Well, I want to thank you, Michelle. Thanks so much for, on the spur of the moment coming on and sharing this. And we look forward to more education. Here he's back. He's back. He's back. Yes. So
Sorry.
we look forward to having both of you back to help our small business owners get in that mindset to really know that the world is flattened. They now have access to people like yourself that can help them grow because Apple didn't start out as big as Apple is today. They had to grow.
Mhm.
And so if you want to grow your business, you have to get that mindset that today there's so much more information that's available to us if we just go out there and find and help. That I like that what you said, Jonathan, with love, because that
If
really opens
people will,
the heart to
I think what's so important is for people to surround themselves with the people who can point them to the right information. Simple as that.
Hey, look, that's better than I was trying to say it. Yeah, that's
I
good.
figured I'd help you out there.
I know. Hey, look, Jonathan and I, we are brothers from a different mother. So we
100%.
accept the fact that we came differently at a different age, but we think a lot alike. And then when I
Indeed,
had
indeed.
Michelle on there, man, I couldn't believe what she was sharing. It was really good. So thank you both. Have a great weekend, and thanks for sharing with our viewers today.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Pete.